Hello everyone and welcome to my channel called Demon Story Time. Thank you so much for coming, for subscribing, for your like, for your comment, for your donations, for any kind of support to my channel. All information for donation you can find down below in comments. Today we keep reading Grimm's fairy tales, and our story is The Hat in the Forest. A poor woodcutter lived with his wife and 3 daughters in a little hut on the edge of a forest. One morning, as he was going to work, he said to his wife, "I'd better not come home for lunch today, or I will never get my work done. Ask our eldest daughter to bring it to me in the forest. To show which way I've gone, I will sprinkle millet seeds on the path." So when the sun was high, the girl set out. However, the birds had already picked up the millet seeds and she could not find the track. Bravely she went on until night fell. The trees rustled in the darkness. The owls hooted and she was afraid. Then in the distance she saw a light glimmering and she headed towards it. She came to a little house and knocked. A rude voice cried, "Come in." When the girl opened the door, an old gray-haired man with a long white beard was sitting at a table. Next to a stove were their animals, a hen, a cockerel, and a brindle cow. The girl began for shelter for the night, and the man said, "Little hen, little cockerel, and little brindle cow, what do you say to that?" Excuse me. "Very well," answered the animals. And the old man said, "You can stay with us and share our supper, but first you have to cook it." The girl was relieved and gladly prepared a tasty meal. However, she didn't think of the animals. She carried 2 dishes to the table, sat by the gray-haired man, and ate. Then she said, "Is there a bed for me?" But the animals replied, "You didn't think about us, so find out for yourself." The old man said, "Go upstairs and you'll find a room with a bed." So the girl went up to the bed without further thought. After some time, however, the gray-haired man came up and looked at the girl and shook his head sadly. Then he opened a trap door, and the girl found herself slipping and sliding down a dark tunnel until she came to land in the cold cellar. Why? Late that night, the woodcutter came home and told his wife off for leaving him hungry all day. "It is not my fault," she replied. "Our daughter must have got lost. We can only hope she find her way back tomorrow." Next day, the woodcutter asked that their second daughter should take him his lunch. "I will leave "Lentils on the track," said the seeds are larger than millet. The girl will see them better and won't lose her way. So at lunchtime, the girl went out with the food, but once again the birds had already picked up the lentils. She wandered about until night, and then she too reached the house of the gray-haired old man. She was invited in and begged for food and a bed. Everything happened just as it had the day before. The girl cooked a good meal, ate and drank with the old man, and did not think about the animals. And when she was asleep, the old man came, looked at her, shook his head, and led her down into the cellar. On the third morning, the woodcutter said to his wife, "Send our youngest child with my lunch. Today I will leave peas on the track. They are even larger than lentils. She can't miss those." But when the girl went out, the birds had already picked up the peas. She wandered about until it grew dark, and she saw the light and came to the hut. She began to spend the night there, and the gray-haired old man once more asked his animals. "Very well," they said. Then the girl stroked the smooth feathers of the cockerel and the hen and patted the brindle cow between her horns. Next, she prepared some soup for the gray-haired man and herself. When it was ready, she first served barley for the cockerel and hen, a whole armful of sweet-smelling hay for the brindle cow, and fetched a bucketful of water for the animals to drink. Only then did she sit down and began to eat her own food. Afterwards, the animals said, "You have looked after us kindly, and we wish you a very good night." So the girl went upstairs, found the bed, and fell sound asleep. At midnight, there was such a noise that she woke up suddenly. There was the sound of cracking and splitting in every corner. The beams groaned, the staircase cracked, and there was a crash as if the roof had fallen in. Then all suddenly grew quiet. As the girl was not hurt, she stayed quickly lying where she was and fell asleep again. But when she woke up in the morning, what did she see? She was lying in a splendid place bedroom. The girl thought she must be dreaming. She got up to make breakfast for the old man and to feed the hen, the cockerel, and the brindle cow. She went down the staircase and found not the old man, but a handsome young stranger. He told her, "I am a prince. A witch turned me into an old man, and my 3 servants into a cockerel, a hen, and a cow. Here they meet on the staircase. And the spell could only be broken by a girl like you, whose heart is full of love for all living things. At midnight we were set free, and the hut changed back into my palace. Your sisters have been set free too. They will live with your parents until they learn to look after all creatures. Now, I beg you to live here with me forever as my wife. Come on. As the girl looked at the prince's kind face, she fell in love and agreed. Oh, and so they were married and lived together happily in the prince's palace, and the kind girl visited her family whenever she wanted. That's it, my dear. See you next time. Bye.